Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I've posted, and I wanted to talk about something. Something that I haven't talked about on this channel, and something that has been affecting me for a few years now, is that I have been suffering from, I don't like to use suffering, well, suffering suffering from an eating disorder, and disordered eating habits, I guess, which isn't going to be the focus necessarily of this video. I just wanted to put it out there, and with that, it relates to the fact that I lost my period for a year and a half, and over the past few months I have kind of embarked on this journey to get it back. And I kind of had been trying to do it before, but it was kind of like the last straw, was kind of recognizing, I think that I need to just see if it's I need to eat more and gain some weight, even though every fiber of my being was saying that that wasn't true and that I was a healthy weight. You know, there wasn't any other sort of reason or any other explanation why I'd lost my period or why I wasn't getting it back. There wasn't any clinical reason. I was seeing an endocrinologist, seeing my doctor on many occasions, got my blood tested on numerous occasions, got an ultrasound. Everything was fine initially, and then upon further investigation, it was looking like my pituitary gland, or my hypothalamus pituitary axis, which if you don't get that, it's just a specific, so the hypothalamus is a part of the brain. It's kind of like the anyway, I don't want to get into nobody really cares. The pituitary gland is the kind of master gland for hormone function, and the pituitary gland wasn't releasing FSH and LH in high enough amounts for me to get a period. They were too low for someone my age, and I'm 21 now this year. So it was something where it wasn't necessarily wrong reproductively. My ovaries were fine, everything was fine. It was literally just there's something going on with the hypothalamic pituitary axis, where my body just was not releasing the hormones, the precursors to make estrogen and progesterone and everything. So that is kind of on a clinical level what was happening. And I did a lot of research, and there was eat more fats, and introduce these supplements, and cut down on coffee, and reduce your stress, and all these kinds of things that I was trying hard to do, but nothing was working. And I knew at the back of my mind that my struggles with food and with my body weren't, although I had kind of recovered in a sense from my active kind of eating disorder behaviors, which included bulimia, which was awful. Although I kind of recovered in a sense from those active behaviors, I was in kind of this quasi-recovery where I wasn't engaging in those active sort of behaviors, but I still wasn't fully recovering. I still had restrictions on food. I still was constantly thinking about food. I had really bad body dysmorphia, all these different kinds of things, and I knew that I needed just to to take that final push and to just try full recovery, even though I didn't really think that I needed to be recovered. I didn't really think that it was something that that I needed to recover from. I thought it was fine, basically, because I had, in my mind, gained weight from my smallest weight, which was the year previously, and I thought that I was actually the heaviest that I had ever been, and that I was heavy enough and all this kinds of stuff, which is, anyway, but I won't get into like too much into this, like that aspect. I wanted just to talk about the periods. So so yeah, the past few months have been about that, and I quit exercise completely, like whatsoever. I like stopped it altogether, and I was exercising quite a lot in January because I was kind of in, obviously, new year, new me, and I was like, you know, like, we're gonna up it. I'm gonna do 3 times a week. We're gonna do, you know, intense exercise, and I was hitting the gym, and I was like running a lot, but I'd actually really enjoyed it. Like, I really did enjoy running, but then I would also do like weights and body exercises, so I'd be at the gym for like an hour and a half, 3 times a week, which is not necessarily a lot for some people, but whatever, it was that. This is on top of school and on top of everything. So I was doing that, and so I stopped it altogether at the beginning of February, and I said, fuck it, I'm done, which is kind of like, through watching other kind of recovery videos, it's kind of the point that most people make before they go into full recovery, is just they're so tired, and they don't care anymore about, you know, the fear of weight gain, the fear of letting go of control of your food and limitations. They just kind of have a fuck it mentality because you're so tired, and you're so tired after struggling for like years and years and fighting with yourself, that you're just like, I just want it to stop. I want, you know, everything to stop. So that's what happened, and the thing that kind of sparked it was I had a second doctor's appointment with the endocrinologist, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a hormone specialist, so like for a doctor. So I had my appointment on February 24th, and I kind of had this mini bet with myself that, okay, 2019 is the year that you get your period back. It's the year that you recover fully from your disordered eating and your eating disorder. This is the year, and you know, and it was I don't care how much weight I need to gain. I don't care what I look like. I don't care. I just need to do this for myself, because I will not go another year struggling, and I will not go another year not being myself. So at the beginning of February, I bought a book called No Period, Now What? And it talked about, you know, starting to eat more, and at the beginning you have to kind of push past the point of where you think you need to stop eating and just eat, and honor your mental hunger, which is kind of those incessant thoughts of food and eating and wanting to eat, but you're not feeling physically hungry, but still those feelings of wanting to eat, and just to let go, to give in to whatever. And so I started, and this is the beginning of February, and I kind of had this bet that I was going to get my period before my birthday. My birthday is March 24th. And if I could get my period before February 24th, which was when the appointment was with the endocrinologist, I was like, I don't want to see her again, because I know that they're gonna try to put me on hormone therapy. That's what it was. They wanted to put me on birth control, and I didn't want to, because I'd been on it before, or else they wanted to put me on low dose estrogen therapy. And I'd gotten like a bone scan and all this different kind of stuff. Anyway, I didn't want to. I wanted to try to go about it myself, and so I was like, I know that it's at this appointment they're gonna say, Riley, you need to you need to do something, you need to go on something, and I kind of would have to have been pressured to do something. So I was like, nope, I'm going to take matters into my own hands, which always is not necessarily the best thing. I'm not saying that you should never listen to your doctor, but I knew for me, and through the research that I've done, this issue of amenorrhea, or hypothalamic amenorrhea as it's called, which is basically amenorrhea is just lost periods for 3 or more months, and hypothalamic amenorrhea is when it stems from the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is not secreting. It's not a well-researched area, and a lot of doctors misdiagnose it or misprescribe it when it has to do with a combination of just like too much stress in the body. So any sort of form of emotional stress, physical stress like exercise, or stress on the body like malnutrition or under eating. All these different kinds of things can all cause hypothalamic amenorrhea, usually a combination. And so I embarked on this thing. I started just eating, and then all of a sudden, like within like a day or two of like eating like a lot, this insane, like this crazy extreme hunger like hits me. And I'd heard of this for people who are recovering from mostly anorexia, but any sort of like restrictive eating, this extreme hunger. And like I cannot even describe to you, it's like anything that you'd eat, you're just like, you're not satisfied. You can literally eat so much food. And I kind of made it like, this was all kind of like a fun thing for me. I kind of made it like a fun experiment kind of to see, and it was insane. Like I did, and I want to say that I did document a little, like some things throughout this journey, and I think I will make a separate video of like this kind of recovery process. But as like a midnight snack, I had like 8 wraps of peanut butter and jelly and like was still hungry. Like, I tell you, this is extreme hunger. It's not binge eating. It's literally like you are been starving for like 2 years and you were just like starting to give your body more, and it's just like you're like just like you're just like vacuuming in food. It's like it's crazy. Anyway, but I don't want to get too much into that, and this is already kind of a long video, but long story short, I went on a trip in the middle of February for my reading week, which is kind of like a spring break. But I went, and I'd kind of been keeping track of like signs of like that you are going to get your period, signs of ovulation. I became very familiar with the female reproductive system and all the signs of like your body changing and all this different kind of stuff. And again, I'll go into more of those like symptoms in a separate video. I just kind of wanted to like put this out here to kind of just be like, hey, this is what's up, this is why I'm not haven't been posting, and here's what I've been doing with the last few months of my life. Not last few months of my life, for the last few months. Oh my god. And I went on a trip in February, and I felt like a few weeks prior that I had been ovulating, just from various lady things. I feel like I had been ovulating, which was very exciting. And lo and behold, the last weekend of my trip, on February 23rd, was it February 23rd? Yeah, sorry, the appointment was February 26th. Sorry, not February 24th. On February 23rd, on the Sunday, I was at brunch with my friend Jess in Brussels in Belgium. I went to the washroom just to pee at the brunch place, and I looked down and I felt like I was 13 again, and I looked at my underwear and I was like, what the fuck? What is that? and I'd gotten my period. And there's a really cute picture of me going to a Belgian drugstore and getting a box of tampons and pads. I will insert it here. And yeah, of me, my first period in like a year and a half. I wanted to make this video to say I lost my period for a year and a half, but then I got it back. And if you're wondering, since it is April, I did get a second period. It wasn't super regular. I think it was like 45 days after, but I did get a second period. So, you know, we're starting to regulate, which is really good. And again, if you guys would like to know kind of how I did this, how much I was eating, what I was eating, what I'm currently eating, as well as did I gain weight, all that kind of stuff, which I definitely did, then let me know, and I will make a separate video, I think. But if you guys want to know any specific things, just comment, and I can be sure to talk about that, whether or not to mention weight or to not mention weight, which is funny because I actually weighed myself this morning for the first time in months and months and months, and yeah, it wasn't a scary thing at all. And anyway, I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is something that happened, and that I was dealing with the past year and a half, and I got my period back twice. So I'll keep you guys updated. I am piecing out and going tree planting for 2 months in Northern Ontario, which is super fun. I'm hoping to get a little bit of clips. I'm sure I won't get a lot, but sure, I'm hoping to get a little bit of clips. So I'll be pretty MIA for 2 months, but that's nothing new on this channel. I'm hoping to maybe pump out a couple videos beforehand, before I leave, which is in a couple weeks, just to get something on the channel. But yeah, anyway, I know this is a little personal, but I wanted to share it just in case anyone else has been dealing with it, and wants to know if it's ever possible, even if they don't feel like, I don't know, that there's anything wrong, or maybe the doctors have been saying a similar thing, or blah blah blah. Any sort of, if you resonate at all with this, just know that that it's possible, and I don't know, that you're not alone. So anyway, hope everyone has a good rest of their day. Yeah, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.